expansions aren't being taken. He probably knows about the third. He can probably just assuming it's there, but he definitely doesn't know about the island expansion. I would like to see this island expansion taken, but you can do it. Oh, but look, there's a little medevac up there. So this game might not be that exciting because there haven't been any major encounters, but I do think that there's a lot of struggle right now for these players. They're just trying to get their macro up. They're trying to macro as best they can, staying alive, trying to keep their expansions alive. GoOdy's harassment has been pretty effective this game, I'd say, with his medevac drops, and that wasn't bad. Taking out the pylon, although he did lose a number of Marines there. And if it sounds like I don't really know what I'm talking about, because I'm not really sure what's happening in this game. I think it's just kind of massing up armies, and I'm not really sure which way it's going or who's ahead. We do have a maxed out army for Protoss, almost maxed from purple, so really we're just going to have to wait. I really don't know what's going to be happening. I mean, I think it's going to come down to who can micro the best, who can use their units in the most effective way, because all these players have lots of expansions and have their tech up just the way they want to. That is a lot of unit producing structures for sure. Well, the question I have now is, will we see battle cruisers from GoOdy? Will we see battle cruisers? I don't see in the production tab a fusion core. I don't see so there's no battle cruisers on the way right now. Storms being used. Vikings not able to. They're running away from the storms, not able to harass these colossi. My buttons are getting stuck. I'm very sorry about that. And storms going down on those tanks. Where are the zealots with charge? That's often another very common thing to do, is get zealots with charge. Very good against tanks. This is going to be a hard position to bust. But again, the armies are not really. This is cool. This is a barracks here. You can see that there's a barracks there. It's being very annoying for Hasu. So lots of harassment around the map. Lots of just minor skirmishes. But if we go back to the army count, it looks like, army count, it's still kind of a max army for both players. No one is really ahead. Let's look at the resources. I really want to know who's ahead. I just don't know. Spending units lost. Okay, so if we go to units lost, it looks like Terran is lost. More minerals, more resources worth of units. And we have another encounter, and siege tanks are being caught off guard. Thors are going to go down really quickly, but Vikings are coming in against the Colossus. Colossus will run away. Storms are going down against the Vikings. Vikings can't be made their full use. Immortals getting picked off. Oh, more Vikings getting harassed by the storm. I love to see storms against Vikings. I have not seen that before. Where have I been? Have I been under a rock? What a good tactic. I have not even thought of that myself. Storms keeping the Vikings away, keeping the Colossi alive, which is big for Hasu. He has not lost many Colossi. 12,000 minerals lost for GoOdy. And Hasu, these Colossi are in the blue, are in the red, in their health, you can see. But I love how he uses storms not to kill Marines. Colossi are good at killing Marines. He uses the storms to defend against, to just keep his Colossi alive, keeping the Vikings away. And here we have another encounter. One siege tank going down. Marauders and Hellions getting down. Storms, again, preventing the Vikings from moving forward against the Colossi. And just little skirmishes, I think, are giving Hasu a bit of a lead. Brilliant use of storm, and again, either that or GoOdy is just too afraid, running away from the storms, too afraid to encounter all these Colossi. But these Vikings can make mincemeat of these Colossi, no problem. However, do be careful of those stalkers. One Viking does go forward and get shot down. If we go to the production tab, more Vikings on the way, more siege tanks. I'd like to see battle cruisers, honestly. But not just Colossi and armor, level 3. If we go to the upgrades, we have two weapons and 3 weapons and 2 armor. 3rd armor on the way. Siege tanks blasting away gateway units, and gosh, these are some game-changing moments right now where resources are right now. Whoever loses, I think the most units in these skirmishes will become ahead. We haven't seen GoOdy, who's been very greedy with expansions, hasn't expanded again for a long time. He's actually trying to expand again, but we'll find a zealot here. And the army of Hasu moving out of position, letting these siege tanks come in. What is he going to do? What is he going to try and do? He's stopping the expansion, but I think that all these siege tanks are coming in, and I think that this contain is going to be very hard to break. Meanwhile, a counterattack, will he try and stop this attack here with siege tanks, or will he counterattack on his own? I do not know. What are you going to do, Hasu? Siege tanks are up your effing throat. Cannons going down. What are you making? Void Rays against... Okay, he's making Void Rays, which is going to be good against these siege tanks. But meanwhile, the counterattack coming down, saying, you're attacking with your siege tanks. They are slow and immobile. I am going to destroy this expansion, which is low on minerals anyway, about halfway done. This command center goes down. All these siege tanks, this army of siege tanks is just wailing away at the expansions of Hasu, and it's clear that I still don't think that there's a clear victor right now. GoOdy bringing his siege tanks to try and take care of these units. Vikings not being made their full use because these Colossi are staying alive. With Storm and Stalker are good against Viking apparently. But eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. One expansion does deserve another. So unfortunately for Hasu, he hasn't been able to get up his 5th yet. His 4th is taken down. GoOdy is now up. If we look at GoOdy is falling apart a little bit, and he does not realize that these SCVs are chilling here. But meanwhile, there's just too much going on right now for me to stay there. These stalkers are being shot down by these siege tanks, and okay, there we go. Oh, blink being used. Good use of blink. Gosh, very, very cool, very creative. Jesus very creative. He really knows how to use these units. And finally, the Vikings are able to take down some Colossi. They were caught out of position. No storm to protect them, so that is the danger of having Colossi, of course. But I think that there's going to be a bit of a lull right now, and GoOdy does not know that these SCVs were rallied in the wrong place. There are a ton of SCVs just chilling here. Is that because of the stalkers? Of course, I can't see the stalkers because, well, as my biggest fan, Despair, would say, I'm a space cadet. And yes, I am a bit of a space cadet, but we're still having a good time. And, oh, GoOdy, do something! Oh, these stalkers are just surrounding your base. Do something! I don't like seeing that. Oh, I am rooting for Protoss, but I don't want to see that. Okay, good. Finally being taken care of. And here we have a giant amount of siege tanks and Thors in the middle of the map. This immobile tech army. Oh, I am just not sure. So the thing that I like about the way Jesus is playing is that he's built Stargates. He is now... his tech is progressing. Meanwhile, unfortunately for GoOdy, his tech is staying the same. He's not deciding to switch it up at all. He's still sticking with siege tanks. Yeah, he's building Thors, but it's just a mech army. And I think that Hasu, I'm just going to have to just go out on a limb and give Hasu the lead, because he's when you're able to switch tech and upgrade your tech, I think that's the sign of a healthy economy. And that, you know, if you're just spamming your siege tanks, spamming your Vikings because you're trying to stay alive, I don't think that's a healthy of a sign. If we go to the resources lost, we do have it's about a 6,000 resource difference. So, oh no, I coughed again. I promised I wouldn't cough again. This door being taken down and turrets. I think it's honestly. I think that Hasu is going to take this game, but these Vikings are scary. Oh my God, Void Rays and Colossi are vulnerable against those Vikings. But again, GoOdy is just building Vikings, just building siege tanks. I think that Hasu can take this game. Finally, these guys can get back to work. These SCVs, that is. Hasu does have the gold up again. If we look at the minimap, GoOdy has the gold up again. Hasu now has this expansion up. Would like to see a 5th being built. Will he build but if you look at his minerals, he's so low. He's trying to macro up as best he can. 159 right now versus 126. The food count does favor Hasu. I think that if he can keep his Void Rays and Colossi alive, he will be good. He will be able to stay alive, but these Vikings, I think, are GoOdy's best asset right now. Let's go into the production tab. We see nothing being built for Hasu. He is low on money. He is mined out in the main, as we can see. He is mined out in his expansion. He is mined out at the 3rd, so only one base now for Hasu. Meanwhile, we have only one base for GoOdy, and GoOdy trying to get another expansion down, but this zealot is being annoying. Lots of expansion blocking. And Void Rays coming out here. Hasu, build a Warp Prism and get an expansion out here. That's my advice. And these Stalkers still chilling out here. They can easily blink down, but Hasu forgot about them. No problem, Hasu. I still love you. I think you're awesome. I would, like, worship you any day of the week. Storms against Vikings. I personally have not seen that yet. Maybe I've been under a rock. And right now there is a lull, but there will be another big storm coming up. These players are just trying to macro up. They're doing the best they can. They're hurting for economy. And when you have all these tech units out, it is hard to replace them when you're hurting for economy. Production tab, Thors, and siege tanks. I wouldn't be surprised if we see, after some more exchanges in army units, more of zealots and stalkers and sentries. More lower tier units and marines and marauders for GoOdy. Let's look at the APM right now. GoOdy suffering in the APM, going down around 60, 70. He might be tired. He might be tired, and I wouldn't blame him. Oh, there we go. Maybe he's probably sipping his coffee. He's like me. When I cast, I like to drink tea and I like to chew chips and stuff. So he's probably just doing that, you know. Because, hey, this StarCraft 2 is just about having fun, so why not? Anyway, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to kill time right now because there's nothing happening except I just feel like there's this dark void right now existing. There is going to be a major encounter coming. I know it's coming. Who's going to win? Who is going to win? I really don't know at this point. I like the chances of Hasu because he is ahead in the army count. Again, it's 159 over 135, and his resources lost is less. But these units are so vulnerable against these Vikings. And I don't know. That is a lot of siege tanks. That is a ton of siege tanks. Unsieging does denote the GoOdy is doing a push out, and this is going to be it. This is going to be the one main encounter. This is going to decide who will come out alive and who will have to GG. Storms going down, preventing the Vikings, but are there enough storms? I do not know. One Thor making himself vulnerable, getting picked off. Marauders. I don't actually really like this play. Marauders, he's wasting the stims of those storms, maybe making those Vikings more useful. That's what he was doing. He's wasting the storms, sending out units to sacrifice himself, but no, he was pushed away anyway. I think that GoOdy knows that those storms, yeah, wow. Good adaptation, but Blink Stalkers making their use, coming in, picking up Vikings, and GoOdy, take your Vikings away. You're letting them be destroyed. This is your biggest asset. Again, siege tanks can't kill Void Rays, but, you know, there just aren't enough Thors to take care of all these Void Rays. I'd like to see carriers right now. I'd like to see a mothership. I'd like to see, because you know that when you're hurting for economy, you're not going to have a lot of scans available, so I'd like to see a mothership. There are no Ravens. And here we go, the contain going after GoOdy, but meanwhile, the army here is just chilling. Protect your expansion, Hasu. This is all you've got. You've got to move in there with your army, otherwise you're going to lose this game. But he is doing the best he can. I think he's just waiting for the perfect time, and now he comes in. The silence. The Stalker's blinking. The storm going down. The Thor's being picked off. The storm. The only 3 Vikings left. I think Hasu has this game. Hasu able to take out this game using Blink Stalkers, using Storm, using those tactics to the fullest extent. It was the end of the game. No GG, but the time has run out. I just want to give the game to Hasu. I don't see a GG. But GoOdy does have an expansion up now, and Hasu just getting his 5th. I don't really know why this game ended. Could have been there were lag issues throughout this whole game. Thanks a lot for tuning in. This was Galaxy. Yes, 133 to 68. I definitely give Hasu the props. I'm disappointed that this game ended without a GG. It doesn't even say anyone left the game. So just decide for yourself who won that game. I think Hasu did because, you know, his army's still alive and GoOdy's army is not alive anymore. So that was fun. Thanks for tuning in, and cheerios, mate.